Outlast everyone. Most people quit. You won't. The vast majority of people quit when times get tough.
When you think about how hard it is to actually accomplish something big in life, like getting in shape or starting a business, or learning a skill, you have to realize that there is going to be many times where you just want to throw in the towel and go
home.
There are things along the way that will try to stop you from accomplishing your goals. But if you can identify what those things are beforehand, you can start to build your mental toughness.
You can learn to overcome those obstacles, push through those rough patches, and keep moving forward even when you don't feel like it.
You see, if you're not willing to do things that other people aren't willing to do, then you will never get anywhere special in life.
Your life will look just like everyone else's because you are doing the same exact things they are.
And when you find yourself doing that, ask yourself this question: what makes me any different than the other person?
The answer is nothing.
You have to accept that if you really want to be successful, you have to do things differently than everyone else.
That means accepting that you'll have to do things that other people aren't willing to do. Most people don't want to live their lives being uncomfortable. They want to stay in their safe little bubble where they never have to experience any discomfort.
You have to understand that if you're gonna accomplish something great in life, you're gonna have to make sacrifices and face challenges head on.
If you're not willing to step outside of your comfort zone, you will never grow.
If you don't grow as a person, you will become less and less over time.
I promise you, if you look at the people you went to school with, the people that were once the popular kids, if you haven't stayed in touch with them, you probably don't even know how they're living their lives right now. Chances are most of them aren't doing anything special. They probably got good grades, but they didn't take any risks. They didn't pursue their dreams. Instead, they probably just played it safe and followed the crowd.
And as a result, they ended up living a life just like everyone else's. This isn't the type of life that you want to live.
And I know you know that deep down inside.
You want more out of life than what society has to offer. You want to blaze your own trail. You want to be your own person.
And if that's the type of person you want to be, then you can't let the actions of other people dictate your own. You need to be strong enough to make your own decisions and stick by them no matter what anyone else thinks.
Now, you might be wondering to yourself, how am I supposed to do that? How am I supposed to ignore what everyone else thinks? Well, first off, you have to realize that most people aren't living their lives to the fullest potential. They are living in a fantasy world where they are too afraid to make mistakes and they worry too much about what other people think of them. You see, these people are slaves to their comfort zone. They have convinced themselves that the pain of taking action is worse than the pain of staying where they are. But you can't let yourself fall into that trap. You see, life is painful.
It doesn't matter if you're a millionaire or a beggar. Life is going to hurt either way. You can choose to be miserable being poor, or you can choose to be miserable being rich. Either way, you're gonna be miserable.
You have to realize that if you want to be happy in life, you have to make a choice. A choice to accept the pain of taking action instead of the pain of staying where you are. The only way to be happy in life is to accept that it is painful and then decide to embrace the pain. You see, every single person in this world has the ability to be happy. It's a choice that you have to make every single day.
You can choose to wake up in the morning and be grateful for another day of life. Or you can choose to wake up in the morning and be angry because you have to start another day of misery. You can choose to look at the positive side of things, or you can choose to look at the negative side of things. You can choose to take action towards your goals, or you can choose to be paralyzed by fear. But whatever choice you make, it's always going to be up to you. No one else can make that choice for you. And if you want to be happy, you have to stop worrying about what other people think. I know it's hard, especially in today's world where everyone is trying to be famous and everyone is trying to get attention. But if you want to be happy, you have to focus on yourself and what you want to accomplish. Don't worry about what other people are doing. Don't worry about what other people think. Focus on what you want to do and let that be your North Star. This might be easy to say, but in reality, it's extremely difficult to do.
Especially if you've been struggling for a long time to accomplish something.
Sometimes we doubt ourselves so much that we end up giving up before we even get started.
Why?
Because we're afraid of failing. We're afraid of falling flat on our faces and having everyone laugh at us. And the only way to stop yourself from doing that is to remind yourself that if you don't try, then you've already failed. Just by not trying, you've given up on yourself. You've accepted defeat before you even had a chance to fight back. And I know this is easier said than done, but you have to understand that if you want to win, you can't afford to give up.
The people that are willing to do what others aren't willing to do are the ones that end up winning.
Those are the people that end up making it big in life. Those are the people that end up being happy.
Because you see, happiness isn't something that you find. It's something that you create. It's a choice that you make every single day.
I want you to think about what you really want in life. What do you want to accomplish? What do you want to experience? Once you figure that out, you have to set a deadline for yourself.
Set a deadline for everything you want to accomplish, and then work backwards from there.
Make a plan. Create a schedule. Do whatever it takes to make sure that you're on track to hit your goals. And then when you make that plan, you have to hold yourself accountable. You can't just come up with a plan and then let it sit on a shelf somewhere.
You have to dust it off and use it every single day.
Make sure that you're following your plan and working towards your goals.
And when you do that, you have to trust yourself.
You have to believe that you can accomplish anything that you set your mind to.
Now, I know this is easier said than done, especially if you've struggled with self-confidence in the past.
But if you want to be happy, if you want to be successful, you have to believe in yourself.
You have to have faith in yourself.
The biggest mistake that I see people make over and over again is that they never trust themselves.
They never believe that they can accomplish their goals, and as a result, they never do. They end up settling for less.
They end up living a life of mediocrity.
Look, I want you to understand something.
If you want to be happy, if you want to be successful, then you have to do things that other people aren't willing to do. You have to be willing to make sacrifices. You have to be willing to endure pain and discomfort. You have to be willing to put in the work and effort. If you're not willing to do that, then you should just give up now. Stop wasting your time and everyone else's time.
Give up on your dreams and settle for a life of mediocrity. But if you are willing to do those things, then don't ever give up. Keep pushing forward no matter how tough it gets. Keep moving forward no matter how many obstacles stand in your way. Because if you do that, if you keep moving forward, then you will eventually get to where you want to be.
You will eventually achieve your goals. You will eventually be successful. Don't ever forget that. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment below. Thanks for watching.